Tag TV brings you daily news bulletin from India. Breaking news and views from India.
You're watching South Asia Newsline, and here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Monday, the 28th of April. Indian diaspora across the globe shows solidarity, demands action against Pakistan. India inks deal to procure 26 Rafale fighter jets from France. And Cindi activists slam Pakistan over water injustice, terror links. And now for all the details. In the aftermath of deadly terror attack in India's Jammu and Kashmir, diaspora members across the globe have gathered in solidarity of the victims and have demanded action against Pakistan. A report.
In a strong show of solidarity in the aftermath of the deadly terror attack in Pahalgam, in India's Jammu and Kashmir, the Indian diaspora across the world has been staging protests against the incident. Staging a demonstration near the Eiffel Tower, members of the Indian community chanted slogans, sending out a loud and clear message against terrorism and its alleged sponsors. The protesters squarely blamed Pakistan for harboring and supporting terror activities that continue to claim innocent lives in Kashmir. A similar show of solidarity was witnessed at the Indian High Commission in London, where Indian diaspora members gathered to condemn the deadly incident. A massive candlelight vigil and rally was also organized this past weekend by the Indian community in Toronto, joined by Jews, Baloch, and Iranians. The gathering denounced the terror attack in Pahalgam and urged the Canadian government to declare Pakistan a terror state for aiding terror groups.
Look, we are here to protest against the atrocities which have happened in Pahalgam on 22nd of April. And you know that the Islamic terrorists from Pakistan who are behind us, they came and killed the 27 innocent tourists and injured many. We as Indians are here, we're protesting in favor of our Indian government's response, obviously because they are protesting shamelessly after doing the Islamic terrorism in India from so many years.
Citizens know. गोलियां मारना कोई बहादुरी का काम नहीं सी अतवाद ना कोई धर्म है ना कोई ईमान है अतवादी सिर्फ एको बोली है वो है गोली इन्हां दे विच इन्नी हिम्मत नहीं है कि हिंदुस्तान दी फौज दा सामना कर सकन किसी भी अतवाद ना कि पाकिस्तान दी आर्मी दे विच भी ये हिम्मत नहीं है कि हिंदुस्तान दी फौज दा सामना कर सकन.
Meanwhile, amid the heightened tensions between the two neighbors, India said on Monday it had responded to unprovoked firing from Pakistan along the line of control for the fourth consecutive night. After the April 22nd attack that killed 26 people, India has identified 2 of the 3 suspected terrorists as Pakistani, although Islamabad has denied any role.
India and France on Monday formally signed a multi-billion defense deal for acquisition of 26 Rafale M fighter jets for the Indian Navy. The deal, valued at $7.4 billion, will provide India with 22 single-seaters and 4 twin-seaters fighter jets, along with a comprehensive package for fleet maintenance, logistical support, personnel training and indigenous component manufacturing. The deal was approved by India's Cabinet Committee of Security, chaired by Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi earlier in April 2025. Deliveries of the Rafale M fighter aircrafts are expected to begin by end of 2029 and will be deployed on INS Vikrant, India's first indigenous aircraft carrier, replacing the Navy's aging Russian MiG-29K fleet. Notably, the Indian Air Force also operates 36 Rafale C variant fighter jets at its bases in Ambala and Hashimara. The latest deal will raise the total number of these 4.5 generation fighter aircraft to 62, significantly boosting the defense infrastructure for India. And the Indus Waters Treaty, hailed as one of the world's most resilient agreements, is under fresh strain after the Pahalgam terror attack. India has warned of re-evaluating all pacts with Pakistan, including this vital water-sharing deal.
The Indus Waters Treaty, signed in 1960, is often hailed as one of the most successful water-sharing agreements in history. Brokered by the World Bank between India and Pakistan, it has survived wars, terrorism, and decades of hostility. However, the Pahalgam terror attack on April 22nd has once again pushed this historic treaty into turbulent waters. How? ANI explains. After the partition of 1947, India and Pakistan inherited a shared river system, the mighty Indus and its 5 tributaries, the Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas and Satluj. With water crucial for agriculture, survival and economic development, disputes erupted almost immediately. Realizing the risk of another war, this time over water, the two countries, with the mediation of the World Bank, signed the Indus Waters Treaty in Karachi in 1960. Under the treaty, the eastern rivers Satluj, Beas and Ravi were allocated to India, while the western rivers Indus, Jhelum and Chenab were allocated to Pakistan. What makes the Indus Waters Treaty so extraordinary is that it survived the 1965 Indo-Pak War, the 1971 Bangladesh Liberation War and the Kargil conflict in 1999. Even during times of extreme hostility, water kept flowing, quite literally. But could that be changing now? India has blamed Pakistan-based terror groups for the Pahalgam terrorist attack, which killed 26 tourists and injured many others. The Indian government has signalled a re-evaluation of all agreements with Pakistan, including the Indus Waters Treaty. Unlike surgical strikes or air raids, water is an existential issue for Pakistan. Any disruption to the Indus system would severely impact Pakistan's agriculture, economy and daily life at a fundamental level. Pakistan is heavily dependent on the Indus River system, with nearly 80% of its agriculture relying on these waters for key crops like wheat, cotton and sugarcane. Already battling severe water stress, any disruption could lead to food insecurity, rural economic collapse and internal unrest. If India were to begin diverting more water, building reservoirs or delaying flows during crucial farming seasons, it could seriously cripple Pakistan's fragile economy. In retaliation, Pakistan has closed its airspace to Indian-operated airlines. Meanwhile, chairman of the Pakistan People's Party Bilawal Bhutto Zardari issued a bizarre warning to India.
Pakistan will have to pay a very heavy price और अभी तो ये शुरुआत हुई है क्योंकि ये जो टेररिस्ट होते हैं they take away the most fundamental right, human right, which is the right to life. Innocent लोगों को ऐसे लाइन में खड़ा करके उनका रिलीजन पूछ के ऐसे करना, it's a highly condemnable और इसकी condemnation सिर्फ भारत का हर एक नागरिक नहीं कर रहा है, globally, worldwide. अब सब देखिए, all countries are condemning it.
The Indus Water Treaty has long reflected India's commitment to peaceful cooperation, even in the face of repeated provocations. As India reviews its options under the framework of the treaty, it continues to act within its rights and responsibilities.
Meanwhile, Cindi activists have launched sharp criticism against Pakistan, accusing it of sponsoring terrorism and committing water injustice against Sindh province. This follows India's suspension of the Indus Water Treaty. A report.
Following the suspension of the Indus Water Treaty by India, after the Pahalgam terror attack, Cindi activists have intensified criticism of Pakistan, accusing it of sponsoring terrorism and stealing Sindh's water rights. Dr. Hidayat Bhutto of the World Cindi Congress condemned the attack and called Pakistan a global sponsor of terror, sheltering UN-designated terrorists like Hafiz Saeed and Masood Azhar. He further accused Pakistan of signing the 1960 Indus Water Treaty without Sindh's consent, systematically diverting Sindh's water to Punjab through illegal canals and dams.
क्योंकि पंजाब ने जो है वो हमेशा वादों की खिलाफ वर्जी की है। उन्होंने सिंधु से लिंक कैनाल्स खोले हैं इस प्रॉमिस पर कि वो जो हैं सिर्फ और सिर्फ जो हैं फ्लड की सूरत में हम खोलेंगे, लेकिन उन्होंने फ्रॉड किया हमारे साथ और मुसलसल फ्रॉड करते रहे हैं, क्योंकि वो जो लिंक कैनाल्स जो फ्लड कैनाल्स थे उनको जो है वो 12 महीने साल के जो हैं वो खुला रखते हैं और हमारे पानी की चोरी भी करते हैं।
Activist Shafi Burfat also accused Pakistani government of turning Sindh into a colony since 1947, looting its resources and erasing its identity.
लेकिन पंजाब ने पाकिस्तान बनने के बाद इस पूरे रीजन की कौमों को कॉलोनी बनाकर उनके खिलाफ जिस तरह सियासी जबर, मुआशी इस्तेहसाल, लूटमार, नस्लकशी, तहजीब और तमद्दुन को ख़त्म करना, ज़बानों को ख़त्म करना, ये सारी जो पंजाबी साम्राज्य थे उसके खिलाफ सिंध के लोग आज सरापा एहतजाज हैं।
India's point person on Afghanistan, M. Anand Prakash, held talks with Taliban's acting foreign minister Amir Khan Muttaqi on Sunday in Kabul and addressed political and trade issues. Muttaqi emphasized the increase in diplomatic and economic relations between the two countries and added Indian investors should take advantage of opportunities to invest in Afghanistan, a Taliban spokesperson informed on X. India has not yet recognized the Taliban regime in Afghanistan and has been pitching for the formation of an inclusive government, besides insisting that Afghan soil must not be used for any terrorist activities. India has been pitching for providing unimpeded humanitarian aid to Afghanistan to address the unfolding humanitarian crisis in the country. In June 2022, India re-established its diplomatic presence in Kabul by deploying a technical team in its embassy in the Afghan capital. India had withdrawn its officials after the Taliban ceasefire in August 2021, following concerns over their security. Bangladesh interim government's chief advisor, Mohammad Yunus, has said that his administration is the best solution for Bangladesh as the country undergoes transition following the July 2024 protest. In an interview with Al Jazeera, the chief advisor called the ousting of Sheikh Hasina as second liberation and expressed confidence in the public support for the current administration, describing it as the best solution. Yunus accused Hasina's administration for plundering the economy over the past decade and destroying institutions. Young people emerged saying enough, and on 5th of August, they made it happen. Yunus was quoted as saying, talking about elections, the interim government had outlined a flexible timeline as opposed to the political parties and said the polls are possible in the country by December 2025, but can be as late as June next year. The octogenarian leader took over the power reins on instance of protesters who led a mass uprising against Sheikh Hasina. The protest, which started as public job quota movement, escalated into uprising against Hasina, who fled to India after a mob attacked her official residence. Living in exile, she has accused the Yunus administration of destroying the secular fabric of Bangladesh, and she has vowed to return to Dhaka soon. Thousands of people in Nepal on Thursday gathered at the sacred Mata Tirath pond on the outskirts of capital Kathmandu to mark Mata Tirath Onsi festival to pay homage to the departed souls of their mothers. As part of the tradition, people wake up early and worship their mothers by giving presents to them. Those who don't have their mothers reach the pilgrim site to take a holy dip and observe the day by offering alms to the poor. The festival, which falls in the month of Baisakh, is also called the Nepali Mother's Day.
पितृदान अब पितृदान गर्यो भने पितृ स्वर्ग पुग्छन् भन्ने इतिहास सुनेको छ आशीर्वाद माग्ने पितृहरूसित यहाँ आएर
According to the legends, once a cowherd lost his mother and was so depressed that he came to water storage pond in the forest. Surprisingly, he saw his mother's face appear in the water. From that day on, the festival is celebrated. People believe that coming to this place on this occasion brings peace to the departed souls of their mothers.
हामीले बाआमालाई खानेकुराहरू मिठो परिकार बनाएर खुवाइन्छ अब घुमाउन लगिन्छ त्यही गरिन्छ
That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.
Tag TV brings you daily news bulletin from India. Breaking news and views from India.